Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to edit Gacha in Medibang Paint. This, of course, is a slightly different app to Ibis Paint, and since I am doing a Gacha series now that has been pretty well received, I'm going to be trying to show you how I would do this kind of stuff on here. Things are mildly different, so the features are going to work in different ways, and here is how I would go about it. So first, you're going to want to get your image in of your character. I would recommend having your Gacha outlines be just black. That is if you're only going to be rendering. If you're going to be redoing the line art all by yourself, then any color line is fine since you can just change it later anyway. So get your screenshot in. Do this by going into the layers, pressing the plus icon, and then clicking select an image to add. I already have it added in here since I was pre-prepared. So we have the character that I did a while ago, just added in here. Now, how I would do these things is if I was going to redo the line art, I would lower the layer's opacity right here, and then use a layer right above it with about 3 pixels in the brush. And I would use this to go over the lines. Currently, I don't have my styles charged, so I can't do the lines very well, but it would just be going over it in this way. You can change the thickness if you want to, or the texture of the brush, but going over the lines is a generally good idea, since the original Gacha ones tend to be pretty pixelated. This allows you to just make sure that your drawing just ends up being nicer. As you can see right here, this line quality looks a ton better than the line quality underneath it. So I would go over all of that until the drawing has been fully lined. This allows you to also add details, for example if you wanted to change the sleeves of the shirt, or if you just wanted to add little extra parts on the clothing, or even do the clothing yourself. I would also make a separate layer for the face, as redoing the face line art, especially things like smiles, can be really good to do. For example, if you wanted a different shaped eye, you could just change the shape yourself here. I'm not very good at doing these eyes yet, I haven't had much practice, but that's the kind of thing you could do if you wanted to. Then you could also change the smile just to whatever you wanted it to look like, honestly. But it's nice that you can redo that. I would definitely opt for redoing the face, even if it's just the smile or the smile and eyes. It's also good for you to redo the eyebrows, since there are not many eyebrow options in Gacha, so redoing them here tends to be pretty good. From there, you can click Protect Alpha or make a layer above a line art one and clip it to color in the lines. I would recommend coloring lines since I just think it looks really pretty. I like doing it with my normal drawings, so I would vote for this for an edit too. And then you would continue doing that sort of thing and editing it until your character is done. Of course, you can color this in properly when you finish your lines. You can also use the character underneath as a base for the colors, or you can just make up your own colors and do them then. Either way works. You can also edit in hands if you want to. I personally probably won't since I kind of suck at doing them, but it is definitely an option there for you. So now putting this back onto full opacity, we are going to edit this as if it was just what we are doing and not new line art, since a lot of people do this way too. We would make a layer above this, set it to multiply for the shading, lower the opacity a bit and go with a light red or a light purple, maybe even an orange in my opinion. Because this is a warm color and it's going on a warm color, this will work just fine for shading the hair. Then you can go in and use it to shade the hair or the sweater since these are both warm colors. As you can see right here, it works just fine for a shading color. So go in and shade this however you would want to. Remember to try and treat it like it's a 3D object in terms of shading advice. And you can use the same method for on the face, sweater, and the rest of the clothes. You might need to change the color slightly, so fiddle around with the color that you're using to shade if it doesn't look quite right. You will find one that looks right, it just might take a second. Then for highlights, make another layer and set it to add. I usually keep it pretty high opacity since it looks nicest that way in my opinion. And you can choose something close to the color that you have for the part that you're going to highlight. So I'm going to have a kind of light reddish orange, and then you can just go in on whatever parts you want to highlight here. And it will have this lovely effect that you get with add. I think it looks really nice when I do add. It's very fun. You can lower it a bit if you want to, or you can change the color, or you can heighten the lightness of it, which tends to give a nicer result typically. So then you could shade certain parts of the character with the highlights. That is about it in terms of what you need to know for editing on Medibang. It is pretty easy, just like Ibis, it just has a few different sets of layouts. I would definitely try using this app since it is a bit less pixelated than Ibis and can be a bit nicer to use sometimes or a bit smoother running. Thank you very much for watching, I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, maybe consider supporting. Bye!